Hi, this is Lisa with Holland Designs Crochet. I've been asked to provide a suggested edging for the Zigzag Waffle blanket. So I've just created a swatch here. I began with 10 foundation loops for this particular swatch, and I've worked in rows until I had basically a square, and then I did my final row here with which basically recreates the same type of loops that you have at the foundation. So at the end of my last row, I did a chain one. I'm just going to turn my work and begin to do a foundation edging. So just doing a basic edging round of single crochet. And this will be what I'm going to use then to continue to work another edging that's a little bit more interesting. So first of all, just the foundation edging. I'm going to place 2 single crochets in each of the loops across the top or across the last row. So this is going to just set us up to have a nice straight edge that we can work into later, and we can basically choose any kind of edging that we'd like. The one that I love to do most often is the knit look ribbed edging that's worked using half double slip stitch. So there are many options though, of course. So I'm just going to do that to begin. I've got 2 single crochets in each of the loops. Here at the last loop, I'm just going to make this 4. I'm going to work 4 single crochets into that last loop. That gives me a nice corner. And then along the sides, I've got the points to work into across this side. And then at the bottom, I'm going to have a foundation loop to work into there. So I think what I'll do is I'll first of all place 2 single crochets here. It wasn't exactly a point, but it was the end of my last row there. And then I'll get 2 single crochets in each of the points across the side. So this will definitely give a nice finished edge to this blanket. Okay, so you can see what that looks like now. And then when I get to this final bottom here, I'm going to just work 4 single crochets again into that corner. And then continue along the foundation row, placing 2 single crochets in each of the chain loops or each of the foundation loops. In the last corner loop here, the last foundation loop at the corner, again I'm going to place 4 single crochets, and then I'll just look at my side. I've got a point here, and I'll just place 2 single crochets there and in all the points across the side. So I think this is actually looking quite nice, definitely giving it a nice finished edge. I'll place my last 2 single crochets here. And then I'm going to just finish up here this last corner by working 2 more single crochets back into that first loop that I had started with. So I have 4 there at the corner as well. And then I'm just going to join with a slip stitch to my first single crochet of the round. So I think that looks pretty nice, pretty neat. So that's my foundation round of single crochet. And so from here, I'll just show you another option for an edging. So you can try this if you'd like. I was just thinking about the corners. I did do 4 stitches at each corner, but you could easily just do 3 if you didn't want to do 4. So 3 also works probably just as well. I'll just show you how to do the knit look ribbed edging that I like to do. And you can vary the height of it. I'm just going to start with a chain 4. You can do whatever number of chains you want depending on how tall you want the edging to be. And then you just do a half double slip stitch in the second chain from the hook and in each chain across. So in this case I've got 3 half double slip stitches. I'm just going to join at the base of my foundation chain and then slip stitch in the next stitch. And then I'm just going to work back the other way. So just turn my work, and I'm going to be working across the 3 stitches of my row. Again, working the half double slip stitch, excuse me, in back loops only. So I've got 3 and a chain 1, and again turn my work, and then half double slip stitch in back loops only of the next 3 stitches. Join with a slip stitch in the next 2 single crochets of the foundation round here, this edging round. Again, turn my work and just continue in that same manner. Half double slip stitch in back loops only of each stitch across the row. Chain 1, turn. Half double slip stitch in back loops only in each stitch across. Join with a slip stitch in the next 2 single crochets there. So you can see how we're getting a really, really pretty knit look rib edge. And you just basically do this all the way around the entire blanket, or all 4 sides. I'll just work a few more rows until I get to the corner, and then I'll show you how to do the corner as well. This is one of my favorite edgings, and I do find it goes pretty quickly for me. I've gotten used to the half double slip stitch. Find it very easy to work, as easy as a single crochet would be. So with a bit of practice, you'll get quite quick at it as well. So if you haven't used half double slip stitch before, simply yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, so you have 3 loops, and then pull straight through the 2 loops on your hook. And I find that it does pull through quite easily. There is a trick to it, perhaps. I'll explain to you how I work it so that it's very easy for me. And that is simply that I first pull up and then pull across. So again, pull up and then pull across. So I'm basically turning my hook as I pull this way. And I do find it slides very easily for me. Alright, I've already edged 2 sides of my square. So I've done this corner already. And I'm at the next side here where I'm going to show you how to do the corner. So the corner is exactly the same as it was when we first started on this side. All you do is, again, start with your starting chain. For this one, I'm doing chain 4. And then you're going to again work your half double slip stitch in second chain from hook and in each chain across. So I have a total of 3 half double slip stitches. Then I'm going to, in this case, I'm not going to join at the base of my first row. I'm going to work a slip stitch in the back loops only of the next 2 stitches. So that's of the ribbing. Again, turn my work and work my half double slip stitch and back loops only across. So I have 3 stitches, chain 1, turn, and continue to repeat that process the same as I did for sides 1 and 2. Half double slip stitch in each stitch across, then join in the next 2 single crochets. So you can see how that corner looks. So the only difference with the corners is that you're simply working initially your joins into the ribbing or the edging. And so you're working back loops only when you do your slip stitch joins, and everything else is exactly the same. It's just going to work across this side, do my final corner, edge the last side all the way across. I'll be doing joins in the foundation loops of the starting chain until I get to this far edge, and then my edging will be complete. So I think this actually looks really pretty, and the nice thing about this edging too is it is reversible, which is great since the blanket's reversible. It's nice to actually have a reversible edging as well, and I think it actually shows off the zigzag pattern quite well. And also the nice thing about, I think, this zigzag pattern is that it is also knit look, and so is the edging. So this, I think, is a great option. But again, if you didn't want to do this edging, because you've got that foundation single crochet round, you can either decide just to leave it like that, or you can do any other common edging that you might find. Some suggestions are like reverse single crochet. I believe there's one called a crab stitch. So you could just look online and find some other edging options and try them out. So I hope this has been helpful and given you a bit of an idea of what the Zigzag Waffle blanket pattern looks like when it's edged.